So another point I made was that in her video, she said she was a sexual assault survivor. And I'm not saying that she did and said that to be manipulative, but it will be used to manipulate. Because now if you ever criticize anything that AOS does or says about anything ever, like Green New Deal, whatever, no matter what you say about AOC, now, Slater, you feel good about yourself bullying a sexual assault survivor? Wow, Slater, that's a new low, even for you. It'll be that kind. So now she's got this veil of protection. I bring that up because the latest is her office is not in the Capitol building. Her office is in the Cannon office building, which is a part of the Capitol complex. But here, look, you can see the aerial map here. The Capitol, like where all the rioting took place, like the main gathering of all the pictures you've seen, is on the western side of the Capitol building, right? So the left-hand side of the Capitol building. And most of the people were in the northwest side of that. And her office is on the southeast side across the street, right? Now, I don't know what the scene was outside the Cannon office building, but that's my point. It doesn't matter, right? It's just one big movie in her head and in our head. We think we know what it was like to be even in the Capitol building. I mean, none of us were there, but we've seen enough cell phone footage by now that we kind of get the vibe of it. So we just assumed the worst of that on AOC and we're outside her office. But that's not what it was. What was it like inside the Cannon office building? I don't know. But if you're on the left, you don't care. Because you're just living in that moment of AOC's greatest fear where she thought she was going to die. And you will live there and stay there forever in that moment. And you'll never transition into, whew, thank goodness it wasn't that. So what really happened with AOC? With the media we have today, we'll never know. We'll never know the truth. But the story will live on. The story will live on and wallow and fester and grow, as our memories often do with traumatic events. Throw on that, ones that can be used for political gain, right? But we all know that. We all have stories where something happened or almost happened and it builds and builds and builds and builds and every year. I remember my swim coach told me, the further away from, I swam at college, the further away from graduation you get, the faster you were, right? So if your best time in the 100 free was 50 seconds in college, by the time you get in your 30s or 40s, you were going 48, right? Same thing here. The more this wallows and festers, the worse and worse it's going to get because no one will ever dare question anything about it. Because if you do, you're just as bad as the rapist. You're the patriarchy. If you question anything about how she felt, you're denying her emotions. You're sexually assaulting her and all women all over again. Don't ask questions. Don't ask for details. Don't ask for the truth. Just accept her lived experience and her feelings. And whatever you do, don't ask the police officer's opinion on what happened. AOC has spoken.
Wow. That was deep and insightful. I want more of that.
Like, subscribe, get more.